Hallo meine lieben Studenten, ich möchte heute das zweite Kapitel in Deutsch im Blick einführen. So I want to just present to you the main topics of Chapter 2, Kapitel 2 in our book Deutsch im Blick, and give you guys the groundwork that you need in order to understand the basic ideas in the chapter and to be able to watch the videos for talking about das Studium and different aspects of das Unileben, university life. So first of all, I want to just start out by brainstorming some associations that we all have with Universität, so die Universität, and das Studium, yeah, so the course of studies. Any kind of course of studies at a university can be called ein Studium, so it includes everything that you're doing for your degree, like your whole education. So I think that the first thing that comes to mind is Hausaufgaben, yeah? So die Hausaufgabe, if you split it up, it's a compound word. It's Haus, that part's easy, right? And then Aufgabe is a task. So a house task, that's the assignment that you do at home for your homework. So if you have more than one, you say ich habe Hausaufgaben, Plural, hat N am Ende. So die Hausaufgabe oder die Hausaufgaben, Plural. Es gibt natürlich Kurse. So we've talked a little bit about der Kurs, a course, and die Kurse, courses. Und natürlich muss man für jeden Kurs Hausaufgaben machen. So the Hausaufgaben go with the courses, the Kurse. And jeder Kurs, every course, is taught by a Professor, yeah, so der Professor oder die Professorin. The IN ending is going to come in on any feminine name for a kind of person. So der Professor for masculinum und dann die Professorin femininum. So you might have a professor, you might have just a lecturer, which is a little bit different, like der Dozent oder die Dozentin, that's a lecturer. You might just want to refer to a teacher in general, so maybe this is not someone at a university, maybe it's someone at like a lower level of school, like a high school or an elementary school, or maybe it's more of an informal class kind of a setting where you have a teacher. That would be der Lehrer oder die Lehrerin. So that comes from the verb lehren, to teach, so that's just the teacher word. And let's see, some of the Aktivitäten. So the Aktivitäten that you do while you're learning and studying and doing your homework and things include lesen, to read, lesen, schreiben, to write, schreiben, sprechen, to speak, sprechen, und hören, to hear or listen, hören. So those activities are key because those are the things that you do in order to complete your homework and learn the material that you're studying. Okay, so you've already learned how to say what you study with the verb studieren. Yeah, so you can ask, was studierst du? You may have picked up on Hauptfach und Nebenfach. So you can ask what someone's major and minor are. So, hast du ein Nebenfach? Do you have a minor? Or, was ist dein Hauptfach? What's your major? And you know all the different names for the Fächer. Die Fächer sind areas of study. So, mein Hauptfach ist Englisch oder ich habe ein Nebenfach. Mein Nebenfach ist Spanisch. You can use all those words to combine to talk about your educational goals. There's one last thing that really is important for die Universität, and that is das Studentenwohnheim. So we mentioned this a little bit in the last chapter. It's where students often live. So Studenten, that's the student part. Wohn, you guys know from the verb wohnen, and then Heim is a home. So Studentenwohnheim, that's the dorm for students. So you can say, ich wohne im Studentenwohnheim, to say that you live in the dorms. If you're saying that you study at a university, then you would say, ich studiere an der Uni. That's the Abkürzung, the abbreviation for Universität. So you can always just say an der Uni. That's really quick, easy way to do it. A little less formal, but it's not like outrageously informal or slang or anything. So ich studiere an der Universität von Südoregon oder ich studiere an der Technischen Universität Berlin, whatever Universität you might have. Okay, so if you're talking about at a university, the phrase is an der Uni oder an der Universität, either one. Okay, so I think that about settles it for the Universität ideas. Oh, if you're asking someone though about what they like or don't like, you can use some of the expressions we've learned already, like magst du, yeah, magst du dein Studium, oder studierst du gern an der Uni? So mögen with ich mag, du magst, that's one way to talk about it. Gern as an adverb, where you just have the activity, like ich studiere an der Uni, and then you add the adverb gern in. That's another way to say that you like studying at the university. You could always say nicht gern if you don't like it, but we'll assume that everybody likes it. And you can also ask someone, wie findest du dein Studium? To see how they like it. That's not asking them like, how did you find your study path? Like, how did you come across this? How did you make that decision? Nope. Different kind of finden. So this is like, oh, I find it rather nice. That kind of finden, where you're expressing a judgment about some item. So in this case, mein Studium. So, ich finde mein Studium schwer, difficult, schwer, aber sehr interessant. So, you can talk about what you like and don't like about it. You already know how to talk about die Kurse, yeah? So you can ask welche, that's which, welche Kurse hast du? Or if you want to get fancy, welche Kurse belegst du? So that's like, what courses do you have versus what courses are you enrolled in or are you taking in a more specified verb, belegen. And that's what you use with courses. And then there's also this word dauern, which is to last. So if you want to know how long someone's course of studies are going to last, you can ask, wie lange dauert dein Studium? And this will get your answer. Mein Studium dauert noch 2 Jahre. So you could say noch to say still, like I'm another 2 years. Noch 2 Jahre. That'll be 2 years more. Or you can just say the total. Mein Studium dauert 4 Jahre. Okay, so that should get you guys going so that you can watch the interviews in the beginning of the chapter and talk about Studium and Universität.